What's going on, everybody? It's the Creative Fro checking back in for another episode of Fireside Tech. I hope you enjoyed your week and are ready to learn something new, because today I'll be diving behind the camera and be showing you how to set up 3-point lighting. Now, if you didn't get a chance, this past Wednesday, we posted a video going over what 3-point lighting is, how it works, what I wish I knew, and why you should use it. So, if you want to pause this video and go check that out, that might be a good idea, and then come back here, and you should be all set to speed. But before we dive into today's tutorial, don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button if you have yet to already, and also turn that notification bell on just for fun. So for today's tutorial, all you're going to need is 3 lights. I'm going to show you how you can go about placing them around a scene so the shot ends up looking more cinematic. Without any further ado, let's jump behind the camera and show you these lights. So right behind me I have my key light, and this is my main source of light that I'm going to be using to light up this scene, and it's the source that I always use when I light up Fireside Tech. With the aperture 120D, you can set the intensity of the light. So in this situation I like to keep it at 60%, and I have a mini dome attached to here, so we have a grid on the end which helps really direct the light to where I want it to go, and we have a diffusion right here, this white piece, and that is what helps soften up this light and gives it a nice soft cinematic feel. So this light is pointing at a 45-degree angle, so if you want to come around this way so you can see how we're directing in front of the fire. So this light, 45-degree angle at me, have it a little bit higher so it kind of mocks the sun. Since the sun is up high, we want to get our lights as high as possible and shining down on us. You always want this to be the brightest source that you have in your lighting setup. And this key light's about 2 feet away, I'd say 3. So really, however far you want to put it away, that's up to your creative style. But I would say start from anywhere from 2 to 3 feet, even 4. Since we have this light down, I want to move to our second light. That's our fill light over here. So here we have our fill light, and this is actually our backup light. For a long time, this was the only light I was using for What I Wish I Knew Wednesday and Fireside Tech. So now we were able to put it as the fill light rather than our main light, and I do like this a lot more because I'm getting a way more evenly lit scene. So how this works is I have this again at a 45-degree angle, about 2 or so feet away from the chair over there, as you can see where I sit for every Fireside Tech episode. And what we have is this umbrella that's shining the light over there. So if I turn this light off, you can see the difference that it makes by filling in that other side of the chair. And this light, you want to keep it to be a little bit more of a dim light. You don't want it as bright as your key light, because then your subject's going to be overexposed, and we don't want that look. That's all there is really to it for the fill light. Like I said earlier, you can use a reflector or a bounce board. Say we didn't have this light on, I could take this here, and as you can see, I can kind of shape a little bit more light into the scene. Moving on to our last light, and I just recently switched this up because I used to put this light behind the fire to light up the VAV letters I had in front here. But now my setup is I have this chair more in the middle, so you don't really see the letters. So I'm gonna keep this light this way behind me. So when I sit down, this light helps with the definition in my hair and my shoulders to really separate me from the background. It's a small mini light, nothing too crazy, but it really helps get the job done. So until we upgrade to different backlights, this is what I'll be using for now, and it does get the job done. So as I said earlier, it doesn't matter how many lights you have. It's about how you place them and what look you're going for. So why don't we put this camera back on the tripod, and I'll show you how each light looks when it's turned on, so you can really see the difference of how these lights affect the scene. It's very dark in here, but right now what I'm gonna do is get the key light turned on. So here's the key light. As you can see, there's a lot of shadows on this side of my face, and it's very dark in this area, so that's why we need that fill light on to really help fill this area up. So let's turn on the fill light. And here's our fill light. As you can see now, the scene is getting a lot more brighter, and the side of my face here is more evenly lit, so it doesn't look so ghoulish. Now let's move to our backlight and let's see the difference. So backlight on. And there's our backlight. Now I'm getting more definition around my silhouette, and this helps separate me from the background, so your eyes become more drawn to the subject, which is me, the Creative Fro. And this is the lighting I use for our Fireside Tech recordings. Practice playing around with these lights, see which combination you like the best, and keep doing practice shots and practice tests, because that's the way you can find out what you really like for yourself and begin to master your craft at lighting up a scene. Please like this video if you did, comment down below if there's anything you want to see for Fireside Tech, and share this video if you think it could help somebody. I hope you enjoy your upcoming week and crush it. I can't wait to see you next Sunday back in front of this fire again. It's a Creative Fro, and I'm out.